Welcome to Blind Bourbon and Whiskey Reviews. I'm your host Lindsay and this is John, risking his liver to discover new bourbons.
Did you take care of your beard?
I did.
Oh.
It's all good.
It looks a little floofy.
Yeah. So, Corkin Dusties Day. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Unscrew and Dusties Day. I doubt there's a cork in this one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's a good day to open whiskey.
It's been a crappy day.
It's been one of those days.
Our daughters, we have a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old, and our 10-year-old had the flu Sunday, and today John went to pick them up to bring our 10-year-old to the orthodontist, and our 6-year-old projectile vomited all over him at the dentist office. And then he came home and was trying to be the good husband that he is and put in we have an over-range microwave, and it went out, so we bought a new one, and he was trying to put it in, and one of the brackets was broken, so he took it out and was trying to put it back in the box and almost cut his thumb off.
Sliced it right open. You need a lot of details there. You don't talk too much.
It's been a wonderful day for John.
Corkin Dusties, not too old, not really dusty in most people's eyes. We paid around $28. It's from 2016, but this one was 2017 since it's a 50 ml, right?
750, yep. So
I lost the notes.
Okay, so this was released in September of 2016. The initial releases from Jack Daniel were all 1 liters for these Master Distillers collection. And then a year later, they started sending them out in the 750s. So we have a 750 milliliters. So this is around 2017-ish. So this is the 5th installment of 7. They did it to commemorate the 7 different distillers so far that Jack Daniels has had.
Should have done 8 because of Uncle Nearest, but
yeah,
not my decision.
Right.
So it is a limited release, 86 proof, so 6 proof higher than their regular Jack Daniels. Not really thrilled about that. Frank Bobo, little backstory on him. He's not much information out there about him.
There's not.
A couple interviews. We did find out that his grandson is the assistant distiller right now at Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He's a 90-year-old man still living. His wife passed away a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Just all about quality. He is pretty much... Jack Daniels wouldn't be what it is without him today. He's stuck to quality. Not the biggest Black Label fan ever, but then it was 90 proof, and that was like his
thing.
Yeah, that was his favorite way to sip. It was at 90 proof. So
there are some. His grandson is Chris Fletcher. He's under the master distiller right now is Atkins.
No. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
But he's an assistant distiller right now, and he's very
Jeff Arnett, something like that.
Arnett, yeah, something. So he's shadowing right now, and he's very humble about it. They asked him in a couple interviews, are you trying to follow in your grandfather's legacy and trying to become a distiller? And he said, obviously that would be the goal, but I'm humbled by being able to be here. And I mean, he seems like a really just great all-around guy. He actually went to college to be a chemist, and same thing that Frank Bobo did. Him and his grandfather are both chemists, and then he got called into the family craft. So,
but this is about Frank Bobo. So, Frank Thomas Bobo, I love that name. Bobo is just kind of goofy. Frank Thomas is one of my favorite baseball players from the White Sox of all time, so that's pretty cool. He was master distiller from 66 to 88, the year I was born. He is pretty much credited for the quality in what Jack Daniels is today. They still use some of his methods and his thoughts. He was the one who brought them from 2 stills up to 5, but he didn't want to rush anything. I mean, a couple of his quotes and his thoughts.
One of his most famous quotes, well, they have the one on the bottle that says, "I'd rather ask for folks' patience than their forgiveness." And what his thing was is that he wanted the quality that Jack wanted initially. So that's kind of his thing that he's going for. So he, in one of the interviews, he said, you know, we grew, but we didn't change. So even though that was the big boom period that they were talking about, one of the things that he said was, I never really wanted to shortchange anything. I wanted to keep it as true and original to what its original form was. And if that meant that I had to ask for people's forgiveness for the time it takes rather than explaining why it doesn't taste the same, I'd rather do that.
He refused to take shortcuts.
Yeah. So he was very meticulous about how he distilled everything.
So I wish they would have done this a little different. 90 proof was his baby. That's what it was back then. Jack Daniels was a 90 proof whiskey. I think they should have done 90 proof on this one just to honor him a little bit more.
Yeah.
The bottle is that iconic Jack bottle. I really like it. I have a...
Who doesn't like Jack's bottle?
My first bottle of whiskey I ever bought when I was 21 was a bottle of Jack. And it came with a belt buckle that I still use today.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. So I guess I've drank Jack for a while. I don't mind it. His juice actually, he didn't create the Gentleman Jack, but his juice actually went into the first Gentleman's Jack. So his quality actually led the way to some of their higher end products.
I think it's awesome though, because in such times, even in the middle of everyone trying to strive and get something better and something out there, he stuck to the roots of Jack Daniels and what Jack Daniels wanted from his company. So I just think, honestly, and my Lord, watch an interview with this guy.
Yeah, awesome.
You fall in
guy.
love with
I
him.
loved
He's awesome.
He wasn't originally part of the family that owned or part
What
of
is
Jack.
it? I wrote it
The
on
Motlov or something.
Motlow. So
but
they were.
he was connected to him.
And they said, I think it was through an aunt or something.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. But they said that it was funny because the way that they acted and the way that they looked, they could have been part of the Motlow family. So
Open it.
thought that was kind of cool. You don't want to?
I got one hand.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm gonna start bleeding through and my thumb might fall off.
Oh, yeah. New video. John's thumb preserved in Jack Daniels bottle while we run to the ER.
It's a tough one, I know that.
Yeah. Oh, got it. Broke a little bit. Maybe.
So you think this is gonna be much better than Jack Black Label? I think it's gonna be about the same. Pretty much the same year, or same age, same everything, just 6 proof higher. I didn't see anything that said this was different.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either. I don't know. I mean, is 6 proof gonna make it any
It could make it quite a bit different.
like phenomenally better? I don't know.
I'd say just a little bit better, but
It
we'll
does
see.
smell good.
Still wish it was that 90 proof that he liked though.
Well, can't win them all. Smells good.
Mm.
Give me that little guy. This is our current selection.
It smells like Jack Daniels.
Yeah. This smells more turpentine to me. This smells more like...
They smell the same to me.
Oh, well... Yeah, I
Honey, I
guess.
shrunk the...
Yeah. Honey, we shrunk the bottle.
Tastes like Jack Daniels.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I don't taste much difference.
It's a little bitier.
Very little bit.
Little teeny bit. It's a tiny bit bitier to me. I agree with you. I think that it would have been more commemorative to him if they would have made it 90 proof, and it might have been a better whiskey too.
It's smooth, which is not something you really want in a bourbon or whiskey for me, but I would suggest picking it up if you see it. I mean, it's a cool collector's item. There's 7 different ones.
Right, you gotta hand it to Jack. I was looking through their website, and they have a lot of different bottles to collect. I mean, they put out some pretty awesome bottles and stuff. There's a lot of stuff floating around that's pretty unique.
Went into this more wanting to talk about Frank Bobo than having hope for a good whiskey.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a mixer, but I'll let it sit up there for a while and just cool collector's bottle.
It is.
So that wraps up this review. Leave a comment if you have tried this whiskey and let us know what you thought. Please like and share us to social media, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave a suggestion for our next review. Thanks for watching.